Hey there everybody, this is Hoyle is Mad coming at you with another battle report. This is round 3 of the one-day tournament that I went to in Columbia, South Carolina. And this was by far my favorite and the closest game that I had. I really enjoyed it. I hope you guys do too. We'll get right into it. So I'll go ahead and go over his list because he is using models from some different armies. I'm not exactly sure where all of them are from actually, but it's for one of the more expensive armies in the game, so I can totally understand why he's doing it. Infernal Dwarves. So over on the left he has 5 Hobgoblin Riders, and then the, I guess, Death Dread behind it is the Death Shrieker rocket. It's a war machine. I don't know what it's called now. That's what it used to be. Then he's got 6 of the big centaur monstrous. I guess they're monstrous beasts and not cavalry. But I mean, they're strength 5, they're toughness 5. I think they have a 3 of armor save. They're no joke. Then in the back he has another one of the Death Shrieker rockets. Then he has the Kadem, and this thing really scares me. We've got a couple different things in the army that might be able to deal with it. You know, obviously the Reaper Bolt Throwers or Dread Reapers, I guess they're called now, would, you know, if I can get some hits on him. If my General charged him, I think I might do okay. My BSB has the Dragon Helm, so he's a 2-up ward, but I don't like that fight, and he's on the other side of the battlefield anyways, you'll see. So he's going to be a problem. To the right of him, we have a flame cannon. He's got the little flamethrower arms. Then he's got, I guess that's like 25 or 26 of the guys. They have they're like strength 4 armor piercing shots, 18 inches, and then they have the halberds. So they're still pretty good in combat. And his, I believe his battle standard bears in there. His lord is the guy in the bull in the back, and it's I don't think it's the big bull, it's the monstrous bull. So he's only got a stomp. I think he's like a 3-up, 5-up, and he's fire. So the first person I played against who took fire as well. And then he's got 2 units of hobgoblins with bows, and then another unit of wolf riders. One thing I should go over real quick before we see my side is these little tokens that you see. There's 5 of them spread evenly across the board. I guess they're called cocaine tokens because according to RTO, cocaine is a hell of a drug. If you pick them up, you can pick one up with any unit at the beginning of your movement phase, and whoever holds, each one you hold at the end of the game gives you 200 victory points, which is awesome. But also at the beginning of your movement phase in the subsequent turns, you roll a d6, and on a 5+, you take d3 wounds, no saves at all, I think. So, I don't know, it could be kind of risky depending on who you choose to pick it up with. Also, you choose a unit, and you need to get that unit into their deployment zone, I think is what it is. Yeah, you choose a core unit. If it makes it into their deployment zone is there at the end of the game, you get 2 battle points. If the enemy's chosen one doesn't make it, you get 1. So I chose my Corsairs, I believe, and he chose his guys with the dwarves with the guns, but neither of them made it, so it's not a big deal. So starting over on the right, I have a chariot, which is a stupid thing. I deployed almost everything first, and he deployed everything mostly on the other side of the board, and being movement 7 and not being able to march, it took me forever to get this guy into the fight. I got my Dread Reaper, my Kraken, my Cold One unit, then I've got my Tower Guard in the middle, Spearman, General, the 2 Ravencloaks scouted up there, and then I have my Corsairs, and then I have another Dread Reaper over here. So these guys move up. I go first. Ravencloaks move up to get. I'm going to take pot shots at that flame cannon. It scares the bejesus out of me. That thing is strength 5. It has like, I think a max range if you rolled the highest would be like 22 inches, and toughness 3Ls. I don't want to move anybody up before I kill that. So, I'm hoping I can just through magic and shooting get lucky and kill it. My Tower Guard move up behind the building because they're toughness 3 and those Death Shriekers have large blasts. So we're playing the whole base as blocking line of sight, so that's good. I move up pretty aggressively over here because he's just got goblins, so I'm not too concerned about it. Even if his lord on a bold charge me, which I don't think he's looking the right way, I'd be okay. So So you'll notice that those fast cav that were on the left are now gone. My Ravencloaks took them out, which is good. Got them out of the way. You'll also see that I got the card sticking to the top of his flame cannon. That's Cascading Fire Cloak. He just let it go, and I'm thinking, I think I got like a 2d6 fireball off on him to begin with, and he let that go, and I didn't do any wounds. And then I get Cascading Fireball off, and I'm like, all right, d6 strength 4, I'm going to roll some 6s. No 6s. Okay. Not starting out great. My shooting also did nothing to it. So bottom of turn 1, he moves up not too aggressively, just, I don't think he wants to make an easy charge, especially for my Lord. He'll do d3 wounds, but, you know, I need like an 11, 10 maybe. And then, in his shooting phase, the flame cannon misfires. So I spent like all my magic and like a pretty good deal of my shooting. I forgot to mention, I think I put a couple wounds on the Sin Charge with a bolt thrower, and the other bolt thrower took the charm shield off of his Lord, so that's good. But I put a lot of my shooting and magic into this guy, and now he can't fire the rest of the game because he misfired. So that's great for me. I'm okay with this. Feeling a lot better about this side. One of his Death Shrieker kills 5 of my Tower Guard, so great. That's like 75 points or so that's gone. Over on this side, the top of turn 2, I pass all my stupidity checks. My Kraken charges the Hobgoblin unit on the right, and they flee. So he redirects and goes into the one on the left. They both pass their terror checks because his Lord is right there, and he has an 18-inch bubble, I guess. I think it's 18 inches because he's a large target. He actually killed one of my guys with Hobgoblin shooting. I forgot to mention that too. My cold ones just wheel around. Now, one thing to note here is that this bridge doesn't block line of sight. It's just a bridge. So if I charge across it, I won't take dangerous terrain, and I could hit that unit of the halberd guys. They're not too far away, so I'm feeling like I'm in a pretty good position here. Over on the left, my Ravencloaks move up after the charges, so he can't see them with the Sin Chars, and my Lord makes it into a Kadem. So I think we're both really nervous about this. I needed like a 10 to make it, so I make it, which is great. I have the Sword of Strength, so I'm +2 strength all the time, so it wouldn't have mattered as much if he had charged me, but I still like impact hits, and doing D3 wins the first round of combat. I really need to kill him here, preferably before he strikes, because he has a 4 ward save, so I don't have any ward. With his strength 7, I'll be on 5s for armor saves, and you know, if he just rolls well in wards, I think I could lose my Lord. So this is just an overall kind of shot of the battlefield here. Bunch of shrieking horrors over on the other side, screaming people's eyeballs off. Don't want to fight against that army. I'm going to rather fight Infernal Dwarves. And here's a shot of the other side. I know I need to do this more often in my reports. In the magic phase, I get Flaming Sword off on my Ravencloak. So now I only need 5s to wound him. So maybe I'll put some wounds on this War Machine. He just lets it through. On the right during the shooting phase, my bolt thrower does the 6-shot multi-shot and makes his fast cav flee. So save, that's great. They will be rallying on like a 6, and I just save my bolt thrower from certain death. So we go to the combat phase. I go first, obviously, because I'm higher initiative. I get 2. I think I do all 4 wounds. He saves 2 of them. The 2 that go through, I roll 2 wounds each. So he's taken 4 out of his 6, I think. He strikes back with 3. He's got like 7 attacks or something. He wounds me with 3 of them. I roll triple 6s for the saves. And my opponent, that's just awful. I'm pretty sure this guy's just going to explode now through his combat check, which is great. Feeling really good. Combat finishes. I forgot to point out earlier, too. He had killed all but one of my Ravencloak who moved up. So I just turned to face that way, because I think that if I get into unit if I can charge that unit, I'm feeling pretty good. So bottom of 2, he flanks the Ravencloak, and I made a really stupid decision here. My flawed thinking was I don't want to flee with the Ravencloak, because if I flee, he'll flee through my general, and then my general will take a panic check. But my general's stupid, so he wouldn't take a panic check because he's on a raptor chariot. So that was really dumb, because now he's going to kill that guy, and he's going to overrun, and it's not, he probably needs like a 6 or a 7 to get to me, so it's not out of question that he would make it there. Also, just on a side note, we got into a really, my opponent and I and the TO got into a really friendly, just a friendly discussion, interesting discussion about A character on a chariot, the chariot is stupid, so the guys with the chariot, I would assume, don't have to take a fear check when they're fighting the condemned. My general's on the chariot, which is like kind of like a combined profile, I guess, so would he take the fear check as well? I don't think he would because he's on the chariot, but it seems like a really ambiguous rule, and it didn't matter because I passed the fear check anyway, but just food for thought. So the rest of the battlefield looks like this. He moves his lord up. He puts the centaur so they can kind of charge either. I think they're like movement 8, so they're actually pretty fast. It's also worth mentioning here that while we haven't put the card yet, that he gets burning ramparts, I believe, off onto my spearmen. So not great about that. Now if they move for whatever reason, everyone will take a strength 4 hit. If you know anything about elves, that'll kill most of the unit. Over here, he actually puts a wound on my kraken, so he needs 5s to hit me, 6s to wound me, and I totally whiff. So game 3, poor kraken. I love him so much. He's mostly painted now, so maybe that'll help. But yeah, loses to goblins by 1. I think he's a 6 rerollable. Fails. They run him down, run right into the side of the cold ones, which I'm not that worried about. A couple other things to note here is that his goblins back there obviously rallied. The fast cav did not rally and continued to flee. And then on the top of turn 3, I send my chariot in there to help. And he takes a wound through dangerous terrain, so shucks. He also overran the bottom of 2. He overruns and makes it into my general. So I'm feeling really not great about this. I mean, he's got a charge, a rank, well, 2 ranks, but hopefully I'll kill at least 1 guy. And he has a banner, and he has a BSB. So charge, rank, banner, BSB. Even if I kill a guy, he's still up by 4 to begin with. I don't know how nasty his BSB is, but I mean, losing him would be pretty awful. My Ravencloaks make the charge into the first Death Streak rocket thing, so these guys got great weapons. They should be able to kill the Dwarven crew. I'm feeling pretty good about how that's going. I think I should be able to just go down the line and kill his engineer, kill the other one. So maybe questionable decision making on my part. I decide to go for the charge because I'm thinking it's going to kill a lot of guys. I don't want to get charged by his big bull dude. Probably the centaurs too. I really need the combat resolution. So even if they make it, I've got a charge, a flank, a banner. That'll give me 3. Maybe he'll kill some elves. Maybe I'll kill a guy. Who knows? I think I needed like a 6, and I fail. So, I mean, it decimates the unit. Put a wound on my mage. It's just really bad. Now they're even closer to the centaurs and that guy. So, awful luck there. I back up with the Corsairs, even though I think he's going to charge the other unit. So yeah, we don't kill them all, but they flee, and the chariot runs them down, and doesn't quite hit the goblin unit. Or actually, he may have made it, but I don't think he did a wound to me in combat. I think I rolled more dangerous terrain and took 2 more, so I'm sitting on 1 wound. This is not good. If he sneaks a wound through, he kills me. If he doesn't, I think I'll win combat as long as I roll decent with impact hits and wounds. And then he's on leadership 6 with no reroll, so he'll probably flee. That'll be good. We easily kill this. Feeling alright about that. So after combat, we stick. I challenged his BSB. I do D3 wounds the first time, and he declines. So you don't get the +1 for the BSB, so that's good. I also killed 2 dwarves, it looks like. So let's see, he charged, has a rank, and a banner. And I did a wound, or 2 wounds. So I'm down by 1, so I need a 9, and I stick it. Awesome. That's great. Now comes the biggest act of stupidity for the whole tournament for me. Before I started doing battle reports, I was using a lance on this guy, and I finally decided to give him the Sword of Strength, because I was like, +2 strength all the time is worth the point investment. I don't know what happened, but I had like the biggest of brain farts. And for the rest of the game, I just assumed I was strength 4. I completely forgot I had so much else going on in the game. So I fight this unit multiple rounds at strength 4 when I should be strength 6, just cutting through. I think they have plate armor. Cutting through their armor, killing them, wounding on 2s, rerolling 1s. I'm an idiot. Alright, moving on. So this is kind of what the board looks like right now. I'm not really feeling great. My cold ones are so out of position right now. So out of position. So yeah, we are at the bottom of turn 3. He easily makes the charge here. That unit's dead. He reforms his guard, Citadel Guard, I think is what they're called, into a bus formation to get more. He's not getting any attacks, so this will give him more ranks to fight me with, more combat resolution. He flies his Lord guy over here and just parks in front of me, and I'm like, well, all right, I'm not too terribly scared. If they've got the Banner of Blood, they reroll 1s and 2s to wound. I think I can charge him, and I think I might do all right here. He reforms his little engineer guy so that I don't think I can get around him. And if I charge him, it'll be in the front, and then I won't be able to overrun into the other war machine. So, really smart play on my opponent's part. And then he just has a massive magic phase. Good God. I mean, he kills. He does a 2d6 fireball and then gets the lore attribute. Then he does the burning ramparts and gets the lore attribute. And I've got 3 freaking guys left. I'm like, good God, that was awful. After combat over here, we beat him. He doesn't do a wound. I just reform, and they run off the table. And now I'm thinking, all right, this guy's not going to do anything else. He's just going to slow poke over there to turn 5. Turn 6, pick up the little token that's on this side of the field, and then that'll be it. Because you don't take wounds until the following turn, and there won't be one. So, hooray. Top of 4, I charge his engineer. I start moving these guys to get maybe into a better position. My bolt throwers both shoot his general, who I think has 4 wounds. They both hit, they both wound, fails both of his 5 aboard saves, and we do 2 wounds to each of them. Awesome. Okay. A, just set the tower guard. B, I didn't really have a way to deal with him. I mean, my cold ones are coming, but he's flying. He'll just fly out of the way. So, bolt throwers, I wasn't really impressed with him so far in the tournament, but that netted me a lot of points. That's his general, so it's plus 100. He's got to be worth quite a bit of being a mage and on a monstrous flyer. So, over here, combat starts going to hell. He puts 3 wounds on me. Damn. I got 1 left. Not good. I mean, I'm a 1-up armor save, so he's hitting me on 4s, wounded me on 4s, and I get a 3-up armor save. Yeah, this is not going to be good. I should say that I continue to declare challenges, and his VSP continues to decline, so there's that. Bottom of 4, his guys his centaurs go into my Corsairs. I love his conversion here that little hobgoblins are riding the guys. I think it's hilarious. That's not going to go well for me. After combat, looks like he kills 13, and they flee right off the damn board. He reforms them, and he actually reforms them again. As you can see, they picked up one of the tokens. He reforms them again a little bit so that they're facing more to the right, because I don't think I said it, but I had moved. I'd moved into the building with the tower guard to take the token there, so they're easily within charge range. And I didn't do much in my turn. I think my Ravencloaks charge the other war machine up there, and my cold ones kind of move up, but that was it. I managed to make it through another round of combat with my general, and then he charges the tower guard here. So, and that's the bottom of 5. So we're getting pretty on there in turns, and my general's just, I can't get the cold ones in position to help him. Here's a horrible picture of my opponent's hand, but it's just, I retook another one, and it was super blurry, so I still got 3 wounds, but I'm slowly chipping him down, even at strength 4. Imagine if I was strength 6 right now. Oh, it'd be awesome. I should say that I think at the bottom of turn 5, his BSB, he finally stepped him back up and was like, "You're going to kill me eventually." We went into a challenge, and me rolling at strength 4, I killed the guy. All right, okay, whatever. So top of 6, I try to charge down the hill into the flank with the Ravencloaks. I only needed like a 7 or an 8, and I fail it. I think I would have lost some, but I'm strength 5 with great weapons. charge in the flank down a hill, do some wounds. I thought maybe I could, he'd be steadfast, but at least I wouldn't be rolling, losing here. My cold ones just, they've picked up a token. They're just moving around. My other chariot claims the other token. The Ravencloaks failed that charge. And that's it. That's how the game ends. I think we fight one more round of combat with my general, and we didn't remove any models or anything because I think I lost and I stuck it. And I should point out, by like turn 6, I am rolling every single save individually and screaming, "Live! Please, for the love of God, live!" So Citadel Guard didn't make it to my my deployment zone. The Corsairs are dead, so that doesn't count. This ends up being, though, because his general's dead, mine's alive, my BSB is alive. I've got a few units that are still kicking, and with the added bonus or the added victory points, he got 600, I got 400. It ends up being a 13-11 win in my favor. Now this is the crazy part. My opponent and I, who's a super nice guy, it's such a fun game. We'd never played before, even though we're in the same club. We tied on battle points for the tournament at 61 apiece. We both gave the way the sportsmanship worked is that you chose your top 3, your 3 opponents in order of most fun game. The top guy got 3, second guy got 2, and the last guy got 1. And we both chose our favorite game as this one. So if one of us had chosen another game, as being more entertaining, the other person would have automatically won. So after those two are tied, it goes to sportsmanship, which we tied, and then it goes to overall victory points for the tournament, and I beat him by 7 victory points. Holy crap, you cannot get closer than that. If my general had failed any of those armor saves, he dies, and my opponent wins the tournament. So, I should say I won the tournament, which was awesome. This is the first time I've ever actually won the tournament. I think I got like second best general in the last one we did, these smaller ones. So, very excited about that. It was a super fun day. All 3 games were entertaining. I think the TO did a really good job of, kind of creating neat objectives. I really liked this table 1. I liked the river and the bridge and everything. I thought it was a cool setup. Very impressed with the Dread Elves. Very strong army book. I keep going back and playing my Orcs and Goblins and thinking there just feels like there's something lacking here. Everything that I have in my list, which I don't think any of them are like auto takes. Maybe the cold ones are, or the Ravencloaks, but everything's good. Maybe my core infantry is a little lacking without magic support, but it just feels overall pretty balanced. So I really enjoyed this game. Please like, subscribe, tell me what you think in the comments section. I always like interaction with people. Appreciate everyone who watched. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.